Hello and welcome. In this video, we talk about points of difference, points of parity, and points of irrelevance. This is all to do with positioning, effective positioning, and it is a part of marketing strategy. So let me now delve deeper and explain what each means and what you as a marketer need to know. We use a few acronyms. PoD stands for points of difference, PoP stands for points of parity, and PoI, which is also something very interesting and used probably more commonly than you think, would be points of irrelevance. Some time ago, marketing professors Kevin Keller and Alice Tybott advanced actually two concepts that not only changed the way people market their businesses today, but also perhaps should have changed the way we think about delivering customer value and customer experiences. And here we talk about key concepts such as PoD, PoP, but I also added something called as PoI, which is something we use in practice. So, in the most simple terms, PoDs perhaps would be the attributes, behaviors, or qualities that make you stand out from the competitors. So in the sense, these are the things that customers call your own, okay? So this is something unique about you. Some call it unique selling point, the value you deliver, something different about you. PoPs are qualities that you share with competitive brands that are deemed to be excellent. They won't necessarily allow you to attract new customers, but the absence of these could cause you to lose a customer or not make them come back to you. So both are essential. So what do we use them for? Well, these things are used to design appropriate positioning strategies, because you do need to know your PoDs, PoPs, and potentially PoIs in order to design your positioning strategies, right? And remember, positioning deals with the mind of the consumer. So the better, the more often and more desirable way they think about your brand, the more likely they are to choose you. So now let's break them down and discuss what each of them means. You might have noticed that the main focus is on PoDs and PoPs in this video, but PoIs are also important to address, and I will do that in the last slide. So let's start with points of difference, or PoDs. These are defined as attributes and benefits that consumers strongly associate with a brand, positively evaluate, and believe that they could not find to the same extent with a competitive brand. There are two main types of brand associations: functional, also we can refer to these as performance-related considerations, or more abstract, which can be seen as image-related considerations. PoDs may rely on performance attributes. For example, Hyundai provides 6 front and back seat airbags for increased safety. Or performance benefits, for example, iPhone design, after-sale service like Genius Bar, or Kia's 7-year warranty. So these are point of differences, something that a brand offers that others could not necessarily match. In other cases, PoDs come from image associations. For example, the luxury status image of Louis Vuitton, Prada, and many other luxury brands. Many top brands attempt to create a PoD on overall superior quality, whereas other firms become low-cost providers such as Ryanair, Wizz Air, EasyJet. So variety or a host of different types of PoDs are possible. PoDs are generally defined in terms of the consumer benefits, because at the end of the day, we're not buying a product, but we're buying a solution to our product, to our problem. So in that sense, benefits are always important. These benefits often have important underlying proof points or reasons to believe. Having compelling proof points and reasons to believe are often critical to the deliverability aspect of the PoD. So for example, to say something that you offer the best quality material or so, you can say as a proof, well, because we use maybe organic sustainable cotton, or this we kind of like manufactured this from this or that place, which is very hard to get, and it's only our company that does it. So you can use any reasonable proof points. Now, PoPs are not necessarily unique to the brand, but may in fact be shared with other brands. There are 3 types of PoPs possible: category PoPs, competitive PoPs, and correlational PoPs. So category PoPs are necessary to being a kind of like typical, legitimate, incredible product offering, most likely at the expected product level we're talking about. For example, someone might say, well, this bank is not a true bank unless it has it can offer a range of savings plan, provide safety deposits and other services. Otherwise, it's just not a bank. Competitive PoPs. Competitive PoPs negate competitors' PoDs. Associations designed to negate competitors' PoDs. If a brand can break even in those areas where competitors are trying to find an advantage and can achieve its own advantage in some other areas, the brand should be in a strong and perhaps unbeatable competitive position. And finally, correlational PoPs. They negate any possible disadvantages that might also arise from PoDs. Potentially negative associations that arise from the existence of more positive associations for the brand. One challenge for marketeers is that many of the attributes and benefits that make up their PoPs or PoDs are inversely related. In other words, in the minds of consumers, if your brand is good at one thing, it can be seen as good at something else. For example, some negatively correlated attributes and benefits, low price and high quality. So people just can't struggle to believe that there can be something that is cheap but also high quality. Good taste and low calories. How can something be tasty and at the same time don't give you too many calories? Nutritious versus good tasting. How can something be nutriently dense and taste, good at the same time? Powerful and safe. Ubiquitous versus exclusive, and so forth. So, how to address PoPs and PoDs? Well, PoPs are important because they can undermine PoDs. Unless certain PoPs can be achieved to overcome potential weaknesses, PoDs may not even matter. PoPs are easier to achieve than PoDs, where the brand must demonstrate clear superiority. Often, guys, the key to positioning is not so much achieving a PoD as achieving a necessary, competitive, and correlational PoP. Just to give you an example why PoPs are so important in relation to PoDs. I remember I used to go to a gym. I had full membership, but I only ever went swimming and really just not a gym person, so I never used it. Couple of times in the last couple of weeks as I was a member there, I went swimming and the swimming pool was shut due to technical reasons. They didn't inform me, they didn't let me know. So it was quite upsetting because I have to get into the car, drive there with a small baby in the house. Timing becomes really important. At the same time, the gym promoted their newest equipment they had in the gym and really tried to emphasize that. So that was the difference, that to me, as the target market, didn't matter. All I wanted is that the swimming pool would just be fully functioning, or at least I would be told about it. So as you can see, sometimes points of parity, just do your normal job, is more important than trying to find a difference to attract new customers. So in all this area of PoPs, PoDs, there is something called PoIs. Ironically, brands sometimes succeed by making their irrelevant attributes the focus of the brand positioning. Irrelevant attributes are distinguishing characteristics of the product or service that would provide customers with no actual economic, functional, experiential, social, or any other type of value. For example, skincare company La Prairie touts its microparticles of 24-karat gold for wrinkle reduction, while Alberto Calvo puts silk in its Alberto Natural Silk shampoo to increase hair health, despite the fact that neither gold in a cream nor silk in shampoo have any effects on skin or hair. Some companies go as far as to trademark an irrelevant ingredient so that they can use it as a point of difference. Listen to this. Mondelez International, the maker of Surge Breath Mints, patented Retsin, which is a combination of partially hydrogenated cottonseed, copper gluconate, and flavoring, so that it could be the only mint with this really intriguing sounding but largely useless and in fact harmful additive. According to consumer researchers Gregory Carpenter, Rashi Glazer, and Kent Nakamoto, The novelty of an irrelevant attribute simplifies consumers' difficult task of deciding between similar products. They actually found, surprisingly, that the benefits of meaningless differentiation held up even after consumers were told that the attribute did not contribute anything to the product or service performance. Just the fact of the difference was enough to make the product valuable to consumers. So that's not something I'm necessarily suggesting you as marketers doing, and there might be ethical issues involved with that. However, that's one of the strategies in terms of positioning. So here you can see the overall picture. Points of parity, those that we share with competitors, and consumers expect you to have them as a basic level. Points of difference, something where you can try and stand out in the competition, and also sometimes point of irrelevance, where this is so hard to stand out in the competition, and companies are being quite creative in finding different ways to appeal to customers. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you like the content. If you did like, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Thanks again.